Hi there, I'm Laura from Lottie Jasmine Designs. This is my video for Christmas in July, a collaboration with Claire's Crafty Corner and various other artists. We are making some beautiful, simple Christmas tree baubles from resin using white pigment, gold mica powder and gold leaf flakes. Please stay tuned and enjoy. We're using a 1:1 ratio for resin, and also Vista Polar White resin pigment, Artesa's yellow gold mica powder, and some imitation gold leaf flakes. Also using some beautiful blue moulds by a company called Luta, available from Amazon. Here's the calibration cup, which I'm going to use to mix the resin. Don't forget, you need to wear gloves and also a mask to ensure that you keep yourself safe when using resin. So here we go with the hardener into pouring it into the cup, and also the resin. Just making sure that squeeze every last drop out, so we get an equal ratio mix of 1:1. You then need to stir the resin, so I'm just using a popsicle stick here, a little wooden stick, to mix the resin nice and smoothly for at least 5 minutes. This has been sped up so that you're not sitting watching me for 5 minutes just mixing resin. Make sure that you scrape around the sides and off the back of the mixing stick, so it's all incorporated nicely, ready for your project. So here we have one of these lovely blue moulds, and I am just separating out some of the clear resin into a mini silicone mixing jug. Again, these are available from Amazon and other online stores. So you can see I've got the 2 jugs there at the moment. I am actually going to use a third. So just measuring out small quantities of the clear resin. Here we go. So here we are with the yellow gold mica powder, Artesa mica powder. We're just going to put a very small amount into one of the mixing jugs. There we go. And then use a mini stir stick, stirring it through to mix it in. It takes a little while to mix it in. Make sure you mix it in thoroughly, going careful not to spill it. And there we go, mixed in. It literally looks like molten gold. Lovely. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Right, so on to the next thing. We're going to use some of the imitation gold leaf flakes. Mine's actually seems to be rather large rather than flake-like. It's more like little sheets. So I'm going to add some in. This is so difficult. It sticks to everything. So feel free, if you don't want to use, obviously, your gloved hand, you can use some tweezers to get it out. In fact, I think that's what I resort to now. There we go. Add some in with some tweezers, stir it in, and it will break down in the resin, and this is what the effect that you want to achieve, look you need to have. So that's the second one done, which I'm just going to then put to one side. There we go. And then also, I didn't show you, but we had some more clear resin in the third mixing jug. We added the small amount of white pigment, Vista white pigment, and then I decided to add some of this iridescent glitter. I will say now, spoiler alert, it didn't quite have the effect that I wanted it to. But you know, we live and learn. So I'm just squeezing the glitter bottle to add in. It adds in like little shoots of glitter at a time, quite measured, and then just mixing it into the pigment and the resin. There we go. I obviously thought we needed a bit more. And there we go, just mixing it in. So as you can see from this clip, we've got the gold resin mica powder mixed. We've also got the gold leaf and the clear resin mixed. We've got the white resin, again, with large amounts of this lovely iridescent glitter, which, as I say, unfortunately, I don't think has shown up in the final piece, but there we go, just finishing mixing that in now. That's it. Just checking its consistency. There you go. Looking good. Don't think it's picking up very well on the camera at all, but never mind. So here we go, we're pouring the gold, the liquid gold mica resin in the top, then the gold leaf with clear resin in the middle, and the white with the glitter at the bottom. So just pouring a little to start with, and a bit more loading it up. There we go, and some more of the gold leaf. And then I took a cocktail stick. Do be careful when you do this so you don't scratch your mould. Just around the outsides, around the top, just to make sure that we haven't got any little air pockets or air bubbles formed anywhere. And then I decided that I would actually, I don't know what the term is, we're going to use the word swizzle. So we're going to swizzle with a little cocktail stick in amongst the different resin, the white with the gold leaf and the gold with the gold leaf, just to see if we can get it to incorporate a bit more. And because I wasn't finished and happy with that, I added a bit more clear resin on the top just to fill the mould up to where it needed. So here we are with the second of the 3 moulds. I'm just remixing the resin to ensure that it's equal. And we're going to go with white at the top this time, just pouring as gently as possible so you don't get any bubbles. Then we're going to go the middle section with the clear resin with the gold leaf flakes in it. Just need to help a few more out. And then finally with this lovely liquid gold resin at the bottom. And then just helping it to the sides of the mould using the stir stick, the mini stir stick. And it's at this point you need to decide whether or not you've actually got enough resin in the mould, and I decided that no, I hadn't. So added a bit more white, just making sure it does go all the way up around the top there. Otherwise you'll have no little hole at the end when you demould to put your ribbon or cord or thread through to put it on your tree or however else you're going to display it. A bit more of the gold leaf going in. And then a little bit of clear resin just over the top, just to bring it up to the top of the mould where we need it to be. Just carefully adding it in there. Then taking the cocktail stick again and just going carefully around the edge of the mould. Remember, don't press down hard because you will scratch and damage your mould, and that's the last thing you want. And then I decided that it wasn't quite incorporated enough, so I just did some little swizzles with the cocktail stick in amongst the different resin and the gold leaf, the white. Resin's going to do what it wants to do anyway, but I wasn't quite happy with what we'd got, so there we go. So that's the second one. Now this is the third one, which is a round mould. Again, I decided to adopt Claire's method of we just chuck it all in. So here we go. So we'd put the gold leaf in first, then a bit of the liquid, the gold leaf, and then some of the white. And just really using what we have left in our little mixing jugs to fill up the mould, making sure we've got it all in there. Using up, obviously, if you didn't want to do a third one and you'd got a separate little mould of something else to the side, then you could, put the resin in that. Try not to waste resin. Obviously, it is quite an expensive thing to buy. So if you've got a little mould of any description by the side, then use that for your leftovers. So just going in with a stick again and swizzling it to put little spirals and wave patterns. And then overnight with a food cover, this is the result that we had. So this resin has now completely cured and we're going to demold it. There's the round one, as you can see, resin will behave how it wants. There you are, the second one. And there we go, that was the first one that we did. So here we go, we're going to demold them one at a time. Do the round one first. Carefully take it out of the mould. I'm just going to show you up to the camera. As you can see, it's sort of a bit sort of marble effect there on one side. Can't see much of the gold leaf. Ooh. And then when I turn it around, it's totally different on the other side. So in fact, really, with these, you could have them one way or the other. Totally up to you, your decision, your choice. Here we go, here's the second one. And I'm going to turn it over. And there we go, you've got more of the separation there of the white, the gold leaf and the gold. And here's the final mould. I'm just going to take this one out. From this view, you can see the gold and the white. And then when we turn it over, you can see the gold mica, the gold leaf and the white pigment. Here's a picture of our final project, looking beautiful. I'd just like to say thank you to Claire from Claire's Crafty Corner for the invite for the Christmas in July collaboration with all the other artists. You can find us on Lottie Jasmine Design on YouTube, also on Instagram and Facebook under Lottie Jasmine Designs. Thanks again, Claire. Take care, everyone. Bye.